You can feel it before you can explain it. The room changes. Legacy walks in, momentum's already sitting at the head of the table, and every fan in the world asks the same thing. Is this still the house Iron Man built? Or did someone start redecorating without permission? The headline stings for a reason. Robert Downey Jr. thinks Pedro Pascal will ruin it. No verdict here. This is scrutiny, not slander. But the stakes are real because the emotions are real. We remember why this matters. A lake. A proof of heart. A kid whispering, "I love you 3000. That wasn't content. That was closure. You don't bulldoze closure, you build on it. And that's where the pressure lives. Stewardship. Who carries the torch without burning the house down? Fans aren't paranoid. They're trained. A decade of Easter eggs taught them to read silences, stage pairings, body language. When two stars don't share panels, when answers slide sideways, when smiles get tight, people notice. They don't need insiders. They have instincts. Quick laugh to keep it human. No, your cousin's barista is not Kevin Feige. But even your cousin's barista can clock a vibe shift when the FOMARI says multiverse and the bill says nostalgia tax. Listen, standards matter. You don't crown a new era because the calendar flipped. You earn it. You show weight, history, consequence. The next chapter doesn't have to copy Tony Stark, but it does have to respect the ground he paid for in. Blood and arc reactors. So no witch hunt, no pitchforks, just a simple demand spoken by millions. Honor the foundation. Don't trade soul for sizzle. If the story keeps the spine and deepens the heart, we're here. If it treats the past like wallpaper, we're gone. Decide. When Hollywood wants you to look left, the truth walks in from the right. 3 tells. Give the game away, and you don't need leaks to see them. First, the silence. No playful denial, no lol nope tweet, no tidy late-night brush-off. Just quiet. In this game, silence isn't empty. It's policy. One wrong sentence can blow up a year of planning. That hush you feel? That's pressure, not peace. Second, the sidestep. Watch the tape. A question about legacy turns into, we love the fans. A question about who's steering becomes, we'll see. That's choreography. If the throne is secure, you say so. If it's not, you dance. Third, the smile. Not the big red carpet grin, the half-second micro-tightness right before the answer lands. Eyes calculating, lips pressed, words chosen like they're stepping over landmines. PR can edit quotes, faces don't lie. Breathe. This isn't a trial. It's pattern recognition. We care because we remember what goodbye felt like, and we refuse to see it cheapened. Protect the standard, no shortcuts. Earn the crown, a little humor before it gets heavy. No, your barber's friend's Uber driver is not a producer, but even an Uber driver can tell when 2 names never share a camera frame. The absence is loud. Here's the center of gravity. Maybe the fear that someone will ruin it isn't about one actor at all. Maybe it's about discipline. If the next era treats history as ballast, we sail further. If it treats history as baggage, we sink. Focus up. Respect the arc, or don't touch the suit. Every franchise hits a cliff where hype wants the wheel and legacy owns the map. That's the flashpoint. Fans don't hate new blood. They hate amnesia. If the story forgets who paid the cost, the audience remembers for it. Here's the twist that flips panic into possibility. You can move forward without breaking what's sacred. You want bold? Do it with craft. A passing of the torch that feels earned. A message from the past that unlocks the present. Brief, surgical, devastating in the best way. A variant used like spice, not the whole meal. That's how you honor a lake, a funeral, a final snap. Not by undoing it, by letting it echo. Now the tone changes. Lean in. No crown without scars, no lead without weight, no new era without proof. Speak with story, not slogans. Deliver scenes that bruise and lines that heal. Make us laugh, make us hurt, then make it inevitable. That's how legacy blesses momentum instead of getting buried by it. A beat of sadness because it's honest. We miss him. The HUD glow, the clink of metal on metal, the way a selfish man learned to be a shield. That ache is why fans guard the door so hard. Not to keep people out, to make sure the right people walk in. And yes, a little humor to finish the round. If the plan is just more capes, louder trailers, keep it. If the plan is story with spine, take our money. The switch is simple. Earn it or don't touch it. Eyes up. Patterns speak. When two names should share the same frame and somehow never do, that's not coincidence. That's choreography. Press tours that look like parallel lines. Panels where one is running late and the other had to jet. Photo calls sliced into separate sessions. The caption says logistics, the optics say distance. Watch the seating charts. Legacy usually sits center, flanked by the future. If the center is empty, the message is loud. Nobody's earned it yet. Trailers tell stories too. A beat you know should land with a certain face suddenly cuts away to skyline and thunder. That's not a miss, that's a move. Now breathe and stay fair. This doesn't prove a feud, it proves pressure. New thunder wants the sky. The lightning rod that built the weather is back in the room. If you feel the air tighten, you're not imagining it. We all lived through a funeral by the lake. We all felt that hush. You don't rush past that, you bow to it. Humor break. If scheduling conflict were a person, it would have more screen time than half the cast. Somebody give it a SAG card. Here's the spine. Audiences are not hostile to change. They're hostile to amnesia. Show your math. Earn your weight. Let the story prove why the new voice belongs beside the old ring of metal on metal. One scene. With gravity is worth 10 with fireworks. Lean in. Place people where the story would seat them. Stop dodging. Say the quiet part on screen. If the future can stand in that light without shrinking, we'll know. If it can't, we'll know that too. There's a way forward that doesn't burn what we love. It's simple, ruthless, and right. Keep the lake sacred. No undo button. No miracle patch. If you bring echoes, make them echoes. A message, a protocol, a single line recorded for a day when the world can't breathe. 1 minute, perfectly placed, hits harder than an hour of empty noise. Use variants like spice, not stew. A mirror. Stark can walk in colder, sharper, not our Stark, but a pressure test for the new guard. That keeps the sacrifice sealed and still lets the room crackle. Hand off the tools, not the throne. The heart reactor isn't a crown, it's a responsibility. If someone new will build, show the scars, show the doubt, show the price. No shortcuts. Earn it. Write with restraint. Kill the cheap pop, build the slow burn. One conversation at a workbench. One problem only a mind with humility can solve. One choice where ego loses and the team wins. That's the language of Marvel when it sings. Humor, because truth smiles. Stop treating multiverse like duct tape. It's not for fixing bad drafts. It's for revealing character under pressure. Sadness, because honesty cuts. We miss him. The HUD glow, the clink, the smirk that hid a prayer. That ache is not a marketing beat. It's a standard. Don't exploit it. Honor it. Final instruction, if you can't carry the weight, don't lift the suit. If you can, you won't have to tell us. We'll feel the floor steady under our feet. This is how the game is played when the lights are too bright. Step 1. Controlled quiet. No denials, no confirmations, only thrilled to be here, and we love the fans. Step 2. Test balloons. A cryptic quote in a glossy profile. A friendly podcast with a line tailor-made for headlines. Step 3. Recalibrate. If the crowd cheers, lean in. If they bristle, context was missing. Quotes were clipped, wait and see. You've seen the pattern. Emergency meetings with phrases like reset the optics, pairings shuffled, talking points trimmed, a teaser shot that lands like a rumor grenade, half a reactor, a silhouette in smoke, a voice you almost recognize. That's not chaos. That's choreography. Imperative time. Stand tall, listen up, stop treating the audience like a problem to manage. Treat them like partners who paid in full. We know the difference between mystique and dodge. One builds trust. The other bleeds it. Humor break. Somewhere, a publicist just blacked out 3 adjectives, 4 nouns, and an entire answer. We're excited survives every edit like a cockroach. Here's the twist. The most powerful PR move isn't spin, it's substance. Deliver one scene that feels inevitable, and the crowd forgives 6 months of corporate yoga. Deliver air. And even perfect optics collapse on contact. Sad note, because this matters. The reason fans fight this hard is grief we agreed to carry. That grief is loyalty. Don't cash it in for a weekend trend. Guard it. Final command. Put story in front. Let the PR follow, not lead. Studios own screens. Audiences own momentum. When the room decides, numbers move. If the story respects the cost we paid, we show up twice. If it fakes the wait, We turn the volume down and spend our Friday somewhere else. Here's the calculus. One earned reveal, 30 seconds that throb with history, reloads the entire franchise. Not because a face returned, but because a promise did. Sacrifice means something here. Friendship means something here. Legacy is not wallpaper. It's load-bearing. The flip side is brutal. If the new era arrives loud but hollow, the crowd shrugs. The meme cycle eats it. The third weekend drop tells the truth the trailer hid. Fandom is not obligated to clap for a magic trick it has already seen. Imperatives, clear, sharp, final. Respect us, or we walk. Build scenes, not slogans. Make the laugh earn the tear. Make the tear earn the cheer. Do that, and watch the room lean forward like it used to. Humor, because we're still human. Stop calling everything game-changing. Some games just need good plays. Sadness, because we remember the last time we stood in the dark and heard, "I am Iron Man," a whole decade exhaled. We don't need to hear it again. We need to feel why it still matters. Verdict from the only court that counts. Bring spine, bring soul, and we'll bring everyone we know. This is the crossroads. 2 doors. Behind the first, quick noise, forced crowns, a future built on borrowed. Thunder. It sells an opening Friday and dies a quiet Monday. Behind the second, patience, craft, scenes that breathe, a handoff we believe because it hurts a little and heals a lot. That one rewires the pulse. Picture the moment done right. The stakes are choking the room. A device chirps. Old metal, familiar light. Not resurrection, resonance. A message left for a day like this. Calm, wry, steady. Not to steal the scene, but to steady it. The past doesn't walk back in. It reaches forward and lifts. The new lead doesn't borrow greatness. They rise to meet it. That's the path that keeps the lake sacred and the road open. Final humor before the curtain. If. The plan is multiverse, explosions, vibes, keep it. If the plan is story that remembers your heartbeat, take our money now. Here's the command that closes the case. Guard the standard, earn the crown, honor the cost. Do that, and no one ruins anything, because the house stands on bedrock again. And if the headline that brought us here felt sharp, good. Pressure reveals character. If the next chapter meets that pressure with truth, craft, and courage, then the answer to the question was always simple. It was never about ruining it. It was about proving it.